Good day, I'm Dika from my neck of the woods. Good to see you all. My hunting season's dying down, and my hunting season is over. I have a couple of outdoor things that I do on the off season, but I think it's about the time to start talking about fishing. Something I want to talk about, and I've been meaning to talk about for a long time, is fishing etiquette. This sort of unwritten rules that we have on the water that maybe a lot of people don't know about, or maybe some people are too sensitive to it. But you be the judge of it, and you let me know in the comments. All right. Before I get started, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and make any comments. Make sure you ring that bell. That will alert you of any new videos I got coming out in the future. All right. Thanks. So, fishing etiquette. When we're on the water, I think the main thing about fishing etiquette is proximity to each other. I think that's the main thing that people talk about and people worry about, or people bitch about, or people complain about, or anything. I'm going to give you a true life story. Probably a bunch of years back, I was out. I'm a kayak fisherman, freshwater bass mostly, but I do fish on the beaches for striped bass in the ocean too. It applies there as well. So a bunch of years back, I was out kayak fishing with my friend Bruce, and he was sort of like going along the edge, throwing at the banks, and I was more out in open water, throwing towards him and towards the open water too, and out in front of me. We were both kind of side by side, chit-chatting, talking and whatnot, and I don't know, just fishing, having a good time, nothing crazy or anything. And I did something that I had no idea that I was even doing it, but he called me on it, and I'm glad he did. So I was fishing, and we were coming into like a little cove or whatever, and I sort of paddled in front of him and cut him off. And he says, if we were in a tournament, I'd have a problem with that, but we're not. So, just sort of watch yourself. I said, what do you mean? I don't get it, And he says, well, you don't cut in someone's line. And I said, oh, I just thought it was free game, and I was really sort of, I don't know, I'd say dumb about it, but I really didn't know that I was doing anything wrong. And it turns out I was doing something wrong. We have this etiquette in fishing. It's in hunting too, but I think it's more sensitive in fishing from what I've seen. So what I think fishing etiquette is, it's just not being an asshole. It's not being a jerk when you're on the water. It's not getting too close to someone else when they're fishing, especially during a tournament. It's one thing if you're out fishing with buddies and you're all talking and grouped together, that's fine. But when money's on the line, or if you're on a body of water and there's someone else there, I think you have to respect other people's space, so to speak, because some people are really sensitive about it. I personally am not one of those people, but so this is my gist on fishing etiquette. So I want you to tell me what you think in the comments, but how close is too close? I've been out on my kayak, and there have been other people on either like bass boats or out in a kayak, and I've been 50 yards away from them, and they have had problems with me being that close. Now, I wasn't cutting anyone's line. I wasn't paddling over someone's line. In my mind, I well away from them. And I didn't want to get too close to them because, not that we own the water or anything, but just try to be courteous of the other fishermen out there, because some people are pretty sensitive to it. Now, I've seen some videos on YouTube where people, like bass boat fishing, people have been upwards of 100 yards away from these people, and they'll watch them. They'll say, well, that asshole's coming and turning towards me. I really don't think that I would ever have a problem with any of that, being 100 yards away. And there's other things that, like, say you're I saw this one video where this guy, he's at the top of a cove, and he's fishing the points. He's fishing the points at the top of the cove. And it looks as though this other fisherman just wanted to get past him and fish further on down the cove. But this person had a real problem with them just coming probably 30, 40 yards with them just to make it by them. Started calling them names and everything, and it then just turned into a swearing war because someone wanted to get by. Is that too close? Is that allowed? I mean, in my mind, I'm excuse me, I got an itch. In my mind, I'm very easygoing when it comes to that stuff. I personally don't think any of it scares the fish, but a lot of people think that the motors or the trolling motors or just having another boat near you is going to scare the fish away. I personally don't think it's a problem, but let me know what you think. I want to know what you think. So like things like that, where like what is too close? Is 100 yards too close? Is 50 yards too close? Is 30 yards too close? I mean, I think all of it depends on the size of the water, the body of water that you're on. I mean, there's a lot of times when I've been in a tournament and we're all kind of fishing on top of each other. Say there's 25 guys in the tournament and we're on a lake that's, 200 acres. I mean, we're all just kind of leapfrogging into different spots unless you're fishing the same spot all day. Do you have a problem with that? I personally don't. So there's another thing that I want to get to with etiquette. I don't want to make this video too long, but shore fishing, people fishing on the banks. If someone comes and say you're fishing on the bank and another person, another fisherman, fisherwoman, whatever, comes and fishes like right next to you, do you have a problem with that? I mean, I would too. I mean, especially like you see all these sort of stigmatisms and stereotypes where, and especially like cartoons when we were younger, where one person throws it, they catch a fish there, and then everyone flocks to that area. I mean, fish are territorial. There are areas that sort of hit better than others in a lot of bodies of water. But if someone came and fished right next to you and wasn't throwing their line in your general direction, is that a problem? I personally don't see a problem with it, but let me know what you think. And then another thing that I wanted to bring up is, and this has happened to me, where I've been surf casting on the beach. And a lot of the beaches that I go to, they're public beaches. So me and my buddies or other people that I go with, or if I go alone, we go at sunset and then fish into dark to avoid people, bathers, swimmers on the beach. There's no rule saying that I can't fish while they swim, but I mean, I think it would just, I foresee it being a problem. So there's a couple scenarios where I've been out fishing and someone who just, I mean, and this is sunset, it's not dark yet. Even when it's dark, I wear a headlamp on my head, I make myself visible. But I mean, there have been people who would just swim right in front of me, like almost cross my line. And then if I have a problem with that, I'm the jerk. So there have been times where I go and move, and they just keep swimming. Or there's been miles of beach on either side of me, and someone decides to change into their swimsuit or take off their clothes and, not their clothes, but take off their clothes, they got their swimsuit underneath, and set up camp right next to me and then swim right next to me. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, why would you choose that spot? And then if I say something to them, I'm like, why don't you just find another place to swim? And that's, well, you don't own the beach. Well, I don't own the beach, but I was kind of here first, so there's a lot of variants of fishing etiquette. So that's what I have to say about fishing etiquette. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, make comments, and ring that bell. That's going to alert you of any new videos I got coming out. All right, thanks. Till next time. I'll see you later.